good, beautiful people? It's your girl Tay, and I'm here yet again with another update video. So definitely make sure you guys smash that like button, comment down below, subscribe, plus push your post notification bell button so that way anytime I upload a video, you will be notified. All right, so let's jump right into it. Today is Tuesday, November the 11th. It is Veterans Day, and we've got a little bit of an update as reported by NBC News. It says Washington, the Senate passed legislation Monday night, which was yesterday, to reopen the government and end the record-long shutdown after 8 Democrats broke with their party and joined Republicans to break the logjam. The vote was 60-40 with every Republican except Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky voting in favor of the measure. Okay, then it goes on to say the measure now goes to the House, which could vote as early as Wednesday, which would be tomorrow, to pass the package, and send it to President Donald Trump, who said Monday that he supports the bipartisan deal. Senate passage came after a long vote series to reject several amendments and package the components of a deal into one. The legislation includes a minimum of 3 full-year appropriation bills, including a full funding of supplemental nutrition SNAP assistance or SNAP benefits through the end of next September, and keeps much of the government open on a short-term basis through January 30th, okay? But in a major concession for Democrats, the deal does not include an extension to the enhanced subsidies under Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act. After Republicans held firm against extending those funds beyond this year, that means more than 20 million Americans could see their premiums spike next year. So this is where we are. I did kind of go over this a little bit in yesterday's video. To my understanding, that they compromised by saying, hey, let's go ahead and let's vote on this sometime in December. And from my understanding, the House Speaker, Mike Johnson, I think is his name, has already came out and said that he's not going to promise that he's going to bring the House in to vote on this for the subsidies. So we don't know, but let's go into a different article. This one is reported by ABC. The Senate on Monday passed a short-term government funding bill and sent it to the House, where a vote could come as early as Wednesday. The bill would fund the government through January 30th. So this is more or less just an extension. It's not to really fully open up the government. It's an extension, and provide funding for some government agencies for the remainder of the fiscal year. Okay, now let's get into what House Speaker said. Now, it goes on to talk about House possibly voting on this as of Wednesday, which would be tomorrow. The House is officially returning to Washington, D.C. on Wednesday and will hold its first votes as early as 4 p.m. Eastern Time to reopen the government, according to a notice from GOP Whip Tom Emmer. There are several steps House lawmakers will need to take before getting a final passage. Multiple votes series are expected on Wednesday evening. Now, I want to know what House Speaker said about this and what he is talking about. Okay, here we go. So in this article, I'm going to be linking both these articles down below. You guys know I like to post my sources so that you guys can go back and refer to it. But Speaker Mike Johnson, walking back to his office again, would not commit to holding a vote in the House on the Affordable Care Act subsidies, something Senate GOP leaders agreed to do as a part of a deal they cut with the Democrats to reopen the government. Johnson said there will be a deliberative process in the lower chamber to find a consensus among lawmakers. However, he goes on to say, I do not guarantee the outcome of legislation or dates or deadlines of anything. Last week, at a news conference, Johnson echoed a similar sentiment, saying he would not make any promises on holding any ACA subsidies vote. So that is pretty much where we are in terms of the government reopening. And like I said, it's not to completely open the government. It's just to get some funding floating in here to stop them from having us in this crisis in which we're dealing with now. Get some people paid, get SNAP taken care of for the full fiscal year, and so on and so forth. But hopefully, I'm hoping that he doesn't have the ability to completely shut everything down. They are expected to return back to Washington, D.C. tomorrow to start their process of voting. So hopefully we get some good news on that. Okay, so I had just got a notification. My phone I can see notifications while I'm recording, you guys. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss anything. But As far as SNAP benefits go, I know that Indiana should have started to give out benefits today, so check your cards. A lot of states are really kind of pushing back and saying, hey, you know what, we're not going to be yanking this money out of these people's hands. We don't know what's going on. One minute you're telling us to take it, the next minute you're telling us not to. Hopefully, the resolve comes from the U.S. Court of Appeals really, really soon. But if they're able to pass this extension bill or this continuing resolution bill within the next 48 to 72 hours, then hopefully there will be no need because the benefits will go out in full. I did also do some research because I saw a couple of people were saying that their cards were not working at certain food retailers. What was it? Walmart, Costco, Sam's Club. I know one person tried to do an order on Instacart and it wouldn't allow them to do that. I don't think that that is a statewide or worldwide thing. I did do a little bit of research and it says that there's no universal freeze on EBT cards or whatever the card is called, Food Share, Food Lion, whatever it's called, Lone Star, Bridge, whatever the card is called for your SNAP benefits in your particular state. I don't think that there is a universal freeze. I think that there's a lot of people that's still in limbo right now. People have started to receive benefits, either full payments or partial payments. We still know that the USDA has that memo up saying that they need to undo the steps that they took to even give those benefits out to their constituents. However, I know that there's a couple of governors, specifically Massachusetts governor and Wisconsin's governor, who has stepped up and said, you know what, we're just going to sue you if this continues, because at the time you told us to give it to them, now you're saying it wasn't authorized. We did it at the time that it was authorized, and then you changed your mind. But like I've been saying, there was no way for them to predict that Trump would have went and filed an appeal, nor would they have been able to predict that the Supreme Court judge would have put a temporary stay on it, which, as far as I understand, we are still there. More deposits are going out today for some states. I don't have a list, but I'm going to encourage you that if you are in one of the states that haven't received anything, to just keep checking your card. I know this is extremely daunting, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But you guys know how I am. I don't like to set unrealistic expectations about anything. The government is not open right now. We are still in a government shutdown. They voted yesterday. We're expecting some more votes tomorrow. But right now, we're still in limbo. Everything is still just dangling in the air. Okay, but on that note, I hope this information was in some way helpful or useful to you guys in the least little bit. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button. Really, really run those likes up, because it really does help to let YouTube know that you like what I'm doing and you want me to stick around. In light of my gym fit that you can't completely see, I'm going to have you guys drop some blue hearts down below in the comment sections, just to let me know that you made it all the way to the end of this video. More than likely, I'll be updating you between this evening and tomorrow, but I may just hold off and just come on back tomorrow and let y'all know what's going on. But at any rate, I'm going to say, as always, remember to live, love, elevate, and I will definitely see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.